It is day 278 of the second Trump administration and day 24 of what is now the second longest government shutdown on record. And there appears to be zero end in sight. Democrats are standing firm on their demands for enhanced tax credits for the Affordable Care Act before health premiums rise, which are coming soon, while Republicans are accusing Democrats of holding the government hostage and keeping federal workers from even getting paid. Meanwhile, the president said he is cutting off trade negotiations with Canada because he was upset by a commercial that was commissioned by Ontario. He pardoned the richest man in crypto who pled guilty to money laundering violations and is allegedly seeking a grand total of $230 million in restitution from a Justice Department that is filled with his loyalists and appointees. Did I mention, while all of this is going on, he tore down a big giant part of the White House to build his dream ballroom. So let's bring in our nightcap. MSNBC anchor and my dear friend Chris Jansing is here. Democratic strategist Basil Smikle. He's the former executive director of the New York State Democratic Party. John Della Volpe joins us, director of polling at Harvard's Institute of Politics. And Pablo Torre, who right now is one of the busiest people in sports media, ESPN analyst and host of the Meadowlark Media's Pablo Torre Finds Out podcast. Pablo, I start with you. What is it going to take to break this shutdown, to get any sort of motion?
Yeah, I mean, look, there are two ways to go about this. One way is to dive into the granular political discussion about how you go to the bargaining table, what you give up, what you get.
Yeah, that's what's supposed to happen.
What's supposed to happen. I think the playbook here is, and I torture the sports metaphors unintentionally already, the playbook here should be obvious, which is if you're the Democratic Party, you simplify this. You're appealing to the public. This is not a matter of how do you extract something from the other side, which is incalcitrant and also obviously not here in good faith. What you're doing is communicating to the public. And you're saying we're at this moment where we feel how unpopular this Trump Republican Party has been. We know how frustrated you are with the fact that this country, Freudian slip, operates like a company in which it is a rigged game in favor of the richest people in this country. I would make this about billionaires, Steph, a class of people that you know better than anybody else that I know. I would make this about how Main Street, in whatever sense the Republican Party used to run on, has been truly sold in favor of what feels like a modern-day casino economy where the richest people around get to rebuild the structures, the literal White House that you grew up loving, and they take the jobs that you thought that you were supposed to get.
When somebody can write a check for $100 million, $25 million, and hand it over to the president to help with the White House, you know the system wasn't built for the rest of us. Do you think Democrats, I mean, it's rare to see them standing together specifically on messaging. I mean, when we started this shutdown, they were up against a Republican Party who was claiming that Democrats were holding this up because they wanted illegal immigrants to get health care, which never was the case. And luckily for Democrats, that's not even in the messaging zeitgeist anymore.
Well, I think it's surprising, but I think it's worked in part because they chose a good issue to take this stand with. The fact that they're talking about health care, which affects so many Americans, right? Rural Americans, red state, red state voters. It's a cross cultural issue. It's a cross-class issue in many respects still. So the fact that they chose healthcare was incredibly important. The fact that that the Democrats have been united, despite all of the anger and frustration toward Hakeem Jeffries, and I can argue why that's been problematic. But despite that, he has kept his conference together, as has Chuck Schumer in the Senate. And I think, to your point, the fact that that Democrats have held out so long, and what Americans consistently see is a president that's demanding $230 million from his Department of Justice, ripping down the White House. It's me, mine. It's my government as opposed to your government. And that is the message that Democrats have been really pushing through. That's why it's worked in as far as it has. They're not a majority, so there may be some capitulation at some point. But up until that point, I do think the messaging has been very steadfast.
Chris, you're talking to federal workers all the time.
Yep.
What are they hearing? What are they feeling? Because so many of them are going to work and not getting paid.
Yeah, and a lot of them for the first time today did not get that direct deposit, right? And maybe last paycheck, they only got a partial paycheck. There's a split screen here that the Democrats see, right? On one side, they're showing up for work every day. You have the Speaker of the House saying to his people, stay home, after telling them, don't meet with your constituents in person, it's going to be bad. And then you have, on the other hand, Democrats standing with people who, and I have talked to them, will tell you how devastating it is that they've committed their lives to the country, that they made a decision to serve. One TSA person told me today, I took an oath to the Constitution, just like the members of Congress did. And now my fellow TSA workers are standing in line to get help with food. They're going to food banks. There are others who, for the first time in their lives, are going to stand in line to get unemployment if they're furloughed. That's not a position that you want to be backing up while you're staying home.
John, talk to us about young voters, how they're responding to this, because for many of them who are first-time voters, they have to look at this, and not necessarily Democrats or Republicans, but want to say, this is a non-functioning government. Right? In the private sector, this could not happen. You have to show up to work the next day and figure it out. You can't simply say, we disagree, we're putting our pencils down.
Listen, I think Donald Trump is in the office today because of the significant shift, specifically among young men, double-digit shift. It's specifically in those 3 blue wall states. That's why he's there. Okay? And they voted with also some women to be pragmatic. Okay, they disagreed with him on a lot of other big issues, but they thought they would make they thought he would make their lives better. Okay, I conduct a poll every single month outside of Harvard at my company, Social Sphere, and in January, 55% of young men in this country, 47% of all young people, thought that Trump would make a positive impact on their lives. Okay. They disagreed, but they thought he would make a positive impact. Today, it's 31 points. Okay, the net shift of 46 points in 9 months. That's the frame. Is the shutdown? Is the renovation of the White House? Or all the other issues we're talking about? Is it making a positive or a negative influence on your life? That's the question.
Yeah, there was another poll today of Hispanic voters. Huge, precipitous drop in support for President Trump since the beginning of the year.
And one thing just to say, what he's also doing, as you talk about Hispanic voters, the attacks on the immigrant community, what he's doing in quote-unquote urban areas, and targeting them and saying, if you don't comply, we're going to pull your projects. Like, the people that work on those projects don't just live in those areas. They are also suburban residents, right? There are men who would have voted for Donald Trump, and all of a sudden, my project's gone, my job is gone, my contract is gone, because you have in your head this campaign of retribution and vengeance.
Or my workers are afraid to come to work.
Absolutely right.
Okay, you know what else is gone? Checks and balance.
Yes.
The House is not even in session. Meanwhile, the president is moving money around as he pleases. We just learned that the Pentagon has accepted an anonymous $130 million donation from a private donor in order to pay the troops. Has Congress essentially surrendered the power of the purse for anyone to say, like, well, this was a great American who made this donation, except we don't know who that great American is. We don't know if they're an American. We don't know what they're getting on the other side. And if our government can't provide us transparency, what kind of country are we?
Yeah, all of what I remember about Donald Trump coming to power in the second administration relates, of course, to the young men, to the Hispanic voters, that movement. And it reminds me, from the branding perspective, let's speak Trump's language, he built certain brand equity. We're watching him cashing in. Like, you build up the equity, and then you sell your stock. We're watching it happen. The whole idea here is, of course, we knew that shamelessness was a market inefficiency, and so he seized that. But the question of what's happening in the present tense is, oh, this is what it looks like when the guy is effectively not worried about consequence. It's unpopular. It's so comically unpopular to sell young men on the idea of, we're going to make your life better. And also, we know you care about the Epstein list, right? So we'll be on that. And then, of course, what happens with that is self-evident, right? It's a farce. It's a parody of itself, how they handled that story. The Hispanic voter bloc, right? Of course, what they're going to do is they're going to push it so far that it's unthinkable how scary it is to be even vaguely Hispanic in this country at risk of being pulled into an unmarked van by a guy with a fake badge, potentially, and a mask on. So all of this is the cash out, right?
But the fact that we're even the strongest, greatest country in the world, and we should be saying, great, a private donor just donated $100 million to pay our troops. Why are we paying our taxes?
Well, and why do we and why do we bother? Younger people are saying to show up. Okay, that's the issue.
That's what's dangerous.
That is what the issue is. I don't think that the decision that many young men are thinking now is, gee, Trump isn't delivering for me. Should I go to the Democrat? Because the Democratic Party hasn't connected with them yet. It's about, do I check out?
Well, there's also the rules don't apply, right? No rules apply. So there's a little thing called the Anti-Deficiency Act. It says something very simple. You can't just throw money at things that isn't approved by Congress. And so Donald Trump says, but this guy is a friend and he's a patriot. Let's just be honest. $130 million, a lot of money, but about $100 per member of the military. That's not going to pay their mortgage. I'm not even sure for some folks it's going to put enough gas in the car that they can do all the running around that they need to do. But the point is, there are rules against that. It doesn't look as if that is legal.
But this donor is a friend to whom? He's a friend to Donald Trump personally? Or is he a friend to our country, right? If we think about
he says he's both. He's also a patriot.
If we think about the president's attention, okay, is he really putting, from a policy perspective, America first? Where has he been focused, right? On Venezuela, on a trade war with China, on bailing out Argentina, right? So if you were a true America first voter, could you not say, if you, sir, were in the Oval Office focused on our functioning government and the shutdown, maybe we wouldn't be in this position?
But that's where I think your point's really important here, because a lot of young voters don't know what America First really means anymore, because they don't have faith in the institutions. When I was in college, we marched against apartheid. We marched against a lot of everything, right? Because even though we didn't trust the institutions, we believed firmly that the right person running them would actually make things better. I don't think a lot of young voters even believe that anymore, because they believe that you can't change the thing that you came from if we don't trust that in the first place. It's just impossible.
But that's why I wanted to start with Democratic messaging to what feels like a potential bipartisan coalition that might be sick of the wealthiest people in our country cashing out while everybody else is watching them. Wait a minute. Why didn't I get a piece of that crypto, of that meme coin?
Okay, but you know what's interesting? That bipartisan coalition you're talking about is the same bipartisan group that have been demanding the Epstein files.
Yes,
because it's that same group of Americans who say, hold on, why do we have two systems in this country? It's the same. I mean, you wouldn't guess that's the crossover, but it is.
But this is, look, as a representative from sports world, where the young men are, for better and for worse, the economy and Epstein, that's what I'm running on. Point blank.
And what I don't think the Republican Party writ large understands is that the young voters next year and the young voters in 28 are different young voters. They didn't grow up in the Biden era, okay, where there was weakness and high prices. They're judging now, and they're developing their values based on what's happening today, and they're certainly not going to be aligned with what's happening in Washington and the White House today. And that's could well come back to haunt them just in a year from now.
Think about where we are, though, with the tariffs and the trade talks, right? The president canceled trade talks with Canada because he didn't like this TV ad commissioned by Ontario. He was threatening 100% tariffs on China. He walked back from that. We're walking back lots and lots of other tariffs. I mean, every other day, a different CEO is in the White House working with Howard Lutnick, working with Scott Bessent to get their tariffs rolled back. How difficult is it to operate when the president is really ruling by feelings?
Yeah, that's why this No Kings and Oligarch tour are really important for I think the country, but certainly for Democrats, because it's really about the person with the biggest check and the last voice in his ear. And so there is no conversation truly about policy making. There is no conversation about, in my view, what's good for the country. It's really a conversation about let's create the biggest show. Let's do that. Let's tear down this this historic part of the White House and build a big ballroom. That's not going to be the people's house. That's going to be his ballroom. And I think, to your point, you're going to have so many young voters coming of age at a point where they don't see government working for them. It is so much more individualistic. It's so much more personal. It's so much more selfish. So what are we supposed to say to them? How do we teach civic engagement at that point?
Okay, but to the point of it's the person with the biggest check and the last one in his ear. That's why we don't hear from the business community. At different times we had, but the business community has figured out they have direct access to this president. If you write him a check, you can potentially get what you want. And we are facing almost every element of our lives changing because of AI. And the president is now surrounded by AI leaders that are writing checks for whatever the president wants. And in return, no regulation.
No, look, the premise of economic populism, which there was a flirtation with, of course, with Bernie Sanders, which got, of course, revived by Trump in this bizarre and clearly fraudulent way. We live in New York. You may have many disagreements with the Mamdani effect and what that means. What is so clear to me, though, is that the clear resonance that he has is along those economic lines. So when I say the economy and Epstein, I really mean plausibly be economically populist, identify who your opponent is, and it doesn't need to be simply Trump, right? It's the question of how do you make a country where the richest people aren't accessing the secret side deals that you can?